I had an Al Jefferson jersey back in the day, but it was like a print one. It wasn't a stitch one.
Oh yeah. Other than no, I have Tyler Hansbrough, Magic Johnson, the
The
one
weird
where
jersey,
Magic Johnson after he had HIV when he was on Team USA. So
blacks.
Why is that the line of demarcation after he had HIV?
just because it was the
Just
dream
said
team,
Team
you know.
USA.
It
Just
was
said
my dream team
USA.
because I kind of remember that specifically as like Old Man Bird and Old Man, and it was so big that Magic came back and that Bird came back too. Bird like couldn't even like stand. Bird like either was standing up like playing or had to lay down.
He like shouldn't have been on the team.
Yeah, they were talking about that in the last Trill Weather Show episode where like they were talking about like Larry Bird's health and later in his career when he was on the Dream Team, he like literally other than like playing, he had to lay down. He couldn't even sit down. He's so tough, honestly, for that. Jesus shit.
I love the line of demarcation of like when he had AIDS. Like, yeah, I have the DeMarcus Cousins post 9/11.
Didn't have AIDS. He had HIV, Steve.
Ah, fucking, you know what I mean. You're recording this, so you're just gonna put me on blast for the rest of the podcast. Oh boy.
Yeah, we're gonna do a segment where we're gonna have this as the brief intro, and then I'm gonna put a little clip.
Just me saying that Magic Johnson had AIDS.
He doesn't have AIDS.
We're gonna get it going. It's gonna be
That's the intro.
cold open. Magic Johnson had AIDS.
I mean, it's not. You're not. It's nothing wrong. I mean, you're just factually wrong. It's not incorrect for you.
Yeah,
to say
I don't think there's any real stigma.
AIDS is just like the next step up from HIV.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just like
AIDS
a
is like the
stage.
terminal section, like the terminal part of HIV.
I think it's just a stage, basically.
Yeah.
I'm on my gallon grind.
Go mad, gallon of milk a day.
No, this is water.
A gallon of milk a day? What are you? Jesus.
That's what fucking some bodybuilders do.
Dude, I was gonna say
Disgusting.
that'd be so much.
That sounds just hell. I can't drink a cup of milk without fucking having nasty taste in my mouth for the rest of the day and hucking up shit.
That turned me into like the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like when I get like if I ever get any like creamer in my coffee, it's always like almond milk or oat milk because like I can't do the dairy bullshit.
Yeah,
No, I'm
dude,
such a-
it's the
I'm
same
such
with
a
like
person.
cheese and milk for me.
Problem is I eat cheese anyways, but like
Yeah.
the actual milk, like the pure dairy, like the not stepped on shit, that's the stuff that gives me the business.
I'm in the shower in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm brushing my tongue and it's like me hacking up for like 40 minutes. Like blah.
That's nasty.
Pause.
I'm allergic.
My
to
dad
gluten.
does the same
I got a
shit.
dad.
My pops eats fucking ice cream before he goes to bed, and then he has heartburn. He wakes up in the middle of the night with heartburn. I'm like, you're doing this to yourself. He's like, I know, bro. Like, he's gonna wake up in pain anyways. So,
The old man way.
he's a sick fuck.
And that's been cheese talk. Dairy
On the
talk.
Banner Report's cheese report, called the Brie Report.
Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report. Como vai to all our new and or returning Portuguese listeners. Oi. How are you? We're coming to you live on November 27th, 2023. A month into the season. Celtics are 13-4. How are we, boys? How are we feeling?
Very good. Very good.
We're like feeling the strongest out of all like the clear favorites that were coming into the year. Like all like the contenders coming into the year, we're probably number one right now. Because the Nuggets have Jamal issues.
Yeah, but he's on the mend, so you got to figure him when he comes back.
But still, they definitely showed out like how not deep they are. We all knew it, but they dropped a few seeds when they had Jamal out because literally without Jamal, it's a hole. And then the Bucks have been weird. The Suns have not been healthy. We've been like the number one the whole time. Well, for not the whole time. The Sixers did have it for a little bit. I feel pretty confident right now.
Yeah, me too. And it's been a pretty tough week. A few losses, a few bad losses in there over the past week, and a few close calls. Starting with the C's sneaking by. We did a live watch of the first half, but they ended up making it a close game in Memphis with no Marcus Smart, 102-100, and then just an absolutely ugly loss in overtime to the Charlotte Hornets on the road to end that to cap that road trip. Um, Now there was at times no Al Horford and no Derek White and then no Drew and then Porzingis leaving at halfway through the game with some and not playing yesterday. So there's been some injuries spattered in there, but let's jump into this Charlotte loss where LaMelo Ball really took over. And prayers up, whatever you want to say to him. Yeah, I know he got hurt pretty severely, helped off the court last night. But he tore us up. He really tore us up that game. It was very impressive. 36 points, I believe he had.
Yeah, he went off that game. He was really just attacking wherever he wanted in that game. Is that one of the ones that D White missed for his birth of a child?
Yep, no Al, and no Derek White.
Yeah, I mean that'll happen. I mean, like, it's 82 game season. A team, you got a target on your back as the number one. You're gonna lose some of these games. They're gonna happen. You'd like to see them pull out these games, but like the way I look at it, if you look at our 4 losses, that's the only bad loss we've had this year.
The Magic one wasn't great. But before we
Magic-
jump into that,
Yeah, I was gonna say the Magic at least they're like the Timberwolves. So like we were kind of like, what? We lost the Timberwolves out of all teams, but then they kind of were the most like they've stayed legit. I feel like the Magic being number 2 doesn't make us feel as bad.
The Magic also have wins over us, Denver, and
The
another
Nuggets.
and there's another one in there too.
Is it-
yeah,
oh wait, no, it's
second place in the
the
East.
Bucks or something, right?
Yeah, they beat the Bucks too. Like they're I think they're the second or third best defense in the league right now. Like they're a legit defensive team. So that's, and if you look at it, it's for all intents and purposes that's like the 6th game of a 6-game road trip. Like we had 1 game at home. We had 4 games on the road, 1 game at home, and then immediately out to Orlando. So I mean, your 6 game on a 6-game road trip against a really good team like that, like that's kind of a schedule loss.
I mean, yeah, they were getting out hustled. Now there was no Drew Holiday in that game, but you had players like Mo Wagner having his revenge, kind of eating us alive and on the interior. It was nuts. It was actually horrible to
Here's
see.
a wild stat that I heard today.
Let's hear it.
Mo Wagner for his career is a 10-point per game scorer, and in games against the Celtics, he averages 24.
Yeah. Jeez, man.
That's just like the whole Magic roster. I feel.
Why we didn't they swept us last year.
Yeah, they're like they just
3-1, I think. We
Did we
won
beat them
one,
once?
and we lost the next 3.
there must be
so-
some psychology to it. Like
well,
we just
yeah. I was gonna ask, what is it with this Magic team that causes this Celtic squad? I mean, it's not the same squad, but that causes this team, our team, issues.
Last year was a lot of unfocused basketball. If you remember that last year, they would just shit their pants against bad teams all year long. That was just kind of our MO. This year, I think the Magic are legit. Like they're gonna like upset somebody in the playoffs. I think they can come in as a 6 seed and upset a 3 seed maybe in the East. Like they're a legit defense. They're big all around. They can switch almost everything. They're gonna beat you up. That works out great in the playoffs too, where they swallow the whistle. Just the one thing they're gonna struggle with is actually just putting up points, and they just happen to have a huge Mo Wagner game, and the
Franz
Franz
Wagner's
go
a
off that
beast.
game too. Like it was just one of those games where those guys just both had it going.
And just to mention, not to slight the Magic, because I actually think that was a very impressive win for them. They didn't have Wendell Carter and Markel Fultz in that game, 2 of their starters. So it was a very impressive game by that young Magic squad. I think it has to just be a mixture of like the youth and the pace that they play at, and the size. They're a huge team. They might be the biggest team in the league, from all around. Even like going onto their bench, they're tall all over.
yeah. Franz is
Uh,
like 6'10". He's their small forward. I think they
Yeah.
have like
Yeah, they're I think they're and Paulo Banquero's a superstar in the making if he could ever learn how to shoot. Thank God he doesn't know how to shoot yet, because if he does, he's gonna be like the next LeBron James.
his
but-
handle's so nice for his size.
Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough player. He tries to rely on that 3 ball too much, and he doesn't have it in his bag yet. But just circling back, and I asked this in the group chat. but I really want to flesh this out a little bit more. Circling back to the Hornets, speaking of young players, LaMelo Ball, where does he rank in the great players of the league right now? Obviously, he's hurt, but like, on the season, in the 15 games, he's averaging 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists on 44% from the floor and 39% from three. So and he plays when he wants to play defense, which is sort of James Harden, the same thing I use for James Harden. When he wants to play defense, he can. But that's kind of, his weakness, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say? Where does he rank? Top 10, top 15, top 20, top 25? What do you think?
I'd say he's probably top 25 in the league.
Well, that's very conservative. I would say, yeah, probably. But sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Have to look deeper into like the rest of the league too, and it's like you got to look at Are you looking at going forward? You're looking at just this season because, like, going forward, I think he can definitely be ranked a lot higher than a lot of these guys that he's behind. But you also got a lot of guys in the league just putting up numbers on just really bad teams, and he's kind of one of those guys where the Hornets aren't really going to make much of a splash this year. I mean, it's like kind of like Zach LaVine in Chicago. They're both going to put up, similar numbers. I think that he's probably going to have more assists than LaVine does, but either way, like neither one of them's going to win anything over there.
Yeah, but so does winning.
I feel like I can't blame them for that. I can't really down him on the where he ranks because they're not going to win. But
yeah,
I know he's one of the most fun players to watch in the league. I'd probably put him top like 10 and most fun players to like tune into on any given night. He's going to do something crazy.
I mean, 25, 6, and 8 is like good enough to make an All NBA team.
Yeah, I mean, like Tatum's averaging 29, 8, and 4 or something like that. So like he's right up there with Tatum, and we talk about Tatum in an MVP context.
He's just always so hard to rank because he has like because I'm looking at his game log right now, and I saw a tweet earlier that showed his crazy like last 10 games where he had like 8 of them over 30 points with like good assist and rebound numbers, and I was like, damn, he had like a few like 37, 35 point game, like kind of he looked like he averaged like 33 over 10 games, and then he had the injury, and I feel like that's all I get from him is just remembering these crazy stretches, and then he's out for half the year.
Yeah,
I feel like it's kind of hard to rank someone like that, so I feel like I would have to go like lower 25 just because I feel like he'd be the most injured on that list, and it's just hard to like place him above people that play.
It's legit injuries though. I will say you've just had a freaky like one of those like multiple fracture injuries in his leg last year. It was just kind of, you just make a cut and it just explodes, just really horrible stuff.
That's the thing. I think he's that good that honestly, I think top 25 with how little he's played, I think that is pretty generous, honestly, because he's not really done much, but we see that much and so little that we're honestly being pretty generous because he's not had many moments compared to other people. Like
I feel like this season was before the injury was probably gonna be his breakout year.
He shows it. He's going crazy, and then again,
hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's just like a sprain or something like that.
I think it is. I think it is. He didn't fracture anything, thankfully. I think they said that the X-rays came back negative, which is a good thing. Which is the stupidest thing, by the way. The X-rays are negative. Oh, so it's a good thing. Oh, okay. It's a little bit confusing. There's cognitive dissonance that happens there, but I get it. I want to say he's like I don't know whatever LeVar did with his children growing up, but they're all great at passing the ball. I mean, we don't really know about Jello, but like LaMelo and Lonzo can pass the ball. They're great facilitators of the rock, and he has a unique blend of size to his game. He's a tall guard, and tight handles. So I think he's probably top. He's in the 20 to 15 range. I think he's probably burgeoning on the top 15 range this year if he can come back and keep that pace up. But yeah, it's the future, dare I say, looks bright in Charlotte despite all the slew of off-season issues they've had with some of the other rookies. But
and they have a bad team.
Huh?
They have a bad man on their team. They get out.
Oh, I know, and he hits the game winner too. That just was.
Yeah.
Was it the game winner? Or was it the one that forced it to overtime?
No, that was the game winner.
Yeah, it was a dagger. I don't. Yeah,
that sucked.
That's a terrible taste in your mouth after that one.
Yeah, not good.
shut the laptop. Sadly,
But I tell you what makes it better is beating a team that's actually going to matter. Beating the Bucks at home, 119 to 116, just to Celtics got off to a rip roaring start and then sort of took the gas off the foot off the gas there. A great all around game from Jason and Jalen, and just the Bucks just don't have an answer for us. I don't think.
That
Yeah,
was a great game.
maybe they'll get something.
Even that final score doesn't even. It looks a lot closer than it was. I mean, we were really in control that whole game.
Yeah,
I mean, Dame just went off in the third and fourth quarters in the second half, just doing Dame things like he always does. And you're just gonna build that lead for a reason because a guy as good as Dame, you're not gonna hold him down the whole game.
no.
So
Nobody's
once
gonna
he got
do this.
going, that kind of opened up a lot of things for him, and they got a little bit more going down the stretch. But I mean, Giannis, if I remember correctly, I don't even know if he broke. What, he got 15 points on like 17 shots or something like that.
I did have that. I thought it was like 21 points or something.
He had something gross where he just was not putting the ball in the hole, and it was
we
really-
defend that well though. We historically have done well. I mean, against him. No, did we have Al that game?
I don't have it in my notes. I don't.
we did. Yeah, we played Al for 30 minutes that game.
But just wins like that, it was like wins like that, and then the won a few games before that against the Sixers are kind of the reason why I was able to overlook like some messy stuff. Because also because we're beating like the teams that kind of matter, which is what feels good, and like the matchups have looked good when we were actually playing real teams, and then we kind of just classically take our foot off the gas against bad teams. It seems
We have a
schedules.
tough time in the third quarter, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Oh, it's slow a lot.
Coming out the half, we just takes
Giannis
us a
was
while.
at 21 and 13 and 5 on 7 of 20 shooting.
Mm.
Still him to 35% from the field. Like, he just does not have an answer for us. Lopez actually went off that game too. He was 12 of 18 for 28 points.
28, yeah. Played 33 minutes. Chris Middleton did nothing. 12 points, 7 assists. Well, I mean, he was passing the ball, but
Well, they're at
no
27
avail.
points on 24 shots. So, I mean, that's pretty good holding him to that.
They got nothing out of their bench.
Twice. Like, you hold him to only getting the line twice is pretty good.
their bench usually gives nothing. They have like two basically 30-point scorers, and then they kind of get the rest from like Brooke and Chris and Co. Like they kind of their benches. They're kind of like the Nuggets. I feel the Nuggets are more well rounded, like in their five.
Definitely, yeah.
Both are contenders that are kind of they need to get some people this season for sure.
Well, I
Yeah.
heard guys talking about on the podcast, the Celtics are the only team in contention that can lose their second best player and still be like have the best shot at winning a title. Like, you take away, or you want to call it Brown or Porzingis, whichever one, off of the Celtics, like, you still have a great shot at winning a title. But if you take away Lillard or Antetokounmpo off of the Bucks, they're nothing. You take away Murray off of the Nuggets, like, we see what's going on with that. You see AD off the Lakers, they're not going anywhere.
What if you take Tatum?
Well, the number one is on any team. If you take the number one out, they're not going to be anything. Like, you
Well,
take
took
away.
Giannis away.
What do you mean?
You said if you take Giannis off that Bucks roster.
Yeah, like I'm saying, if they got hurt in the playoffs, if your number two guy goes down in the playoffs, the Celtics could still win, and any other team they couldn't.
I was gonna say we would fare better than the other ones. It would really suck, and it would be awful. But we would definitely fare better than the other teams you named. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you took away our number one, like, we would still be feisty, but I don't think we're gonna beat anybody with Brown or Porzingis being your number one against like the Bucks or against the Sixers.
Yeah. Yeah, I would concur with that.
You just take away Tyrese Maxey off of the Sixers, they're a first round exit.
Moving on, just circling back to the Magic, they're probably our number one pick for this category, but of all the young up and coming teams, which one do we expect is to be legitimate this year or fool's gold? Which give me some name. It could be more than one. I mean, I think the Magic are not legitimate title contenders, right? I think all these teams are a
You guys
few
call them
years
like
away from that, but
legitimate splash contenders.
they
Like
could be in the
splash and
playoffs and
play.
give you a good series.
Yeah.
The Rockets are kind of up there too.
You think
I
the
think
Rockets are
Rockets
that like that?
I think
Well, no,
they're-
I know. I was just kind of putting them in like the sphere of like young teams that are like have done
Yeah.
way above expectations, but I don't really know. I mean, their coaching, the Ime situation kind of makes me believe that they'll be fine no matter what. So I don't think they'll fail much.
Interesting.
I mean, the obvious one is the Timberwolves. I mean, I think they're a legit team. I think that they could actually win a round or two in the playoffs in the West.
Yeah,
That
they're
deep-
the 1 seed right now.
That defense is unbelievable. They stay between Edwards when he wants to lock up. Then they got and Kyle Anderson out there. They got Jaden McDaniels out there. Like you got three different all guys that are basically all NBA defensive wings when they want to lock up, and they can switch. 1 through 4 on that team basically. And you
They're
have to
also
go
huge.
back. They're
We
just-
experienced it for sure. We experienced the full experience of the Timberwolves defense.
And they have a nuclear
Timberwolves.
bomb in Ant. So
Yeah, like it's all just comes down to their offense. Their offense is like in the half court's like 18th in the league right now, so it's
They
like
need they need Cat to like accept like a really a shooting role. Honestly, a lot of the time he'd be
they need to
so good.
they need to find some offense in the half court. Like their defense really just sparks their offense. Just like the Hawks when they played them the other night, they're like third in the league in steals and like first in fast break points. Like that's how they get out and get buckets. But if you can't score in the half court, you don't win in the playoffs.
One team I really like is the Pacers. They're honestly Halliburton, and I think Halliburton's for real. I don't know. I mean, and their weapons are just all decent players, but if you have a player like Halliburton, I feel like he makes just the whole team better because of his style. And he's also so good at shooting right now that he kind of is a weapon all around because he's got kind of has gravity right now because he's actually really efficient with his shooting. Kind of has crazy scoring numbers this year compared to last year.
LaMelo Ball or Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton.
I'd choose Halliburton, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I think Halliburton, and especially because like Halliburton is still coming up, and like we don't know what he's gonna be right now.
They're
What he
both
is.
still coming up. What do you mean? They're like the same age.
Well, Halliburton's a little bit younger.
By what, a year?
A little bit younger.
He's played more. He's definitely has more like I feel like Halliburton's proven more too, and he's just his style is just so fun too. I feel like LaMelo sometimes you still kind of throw your hands up sometimes with the wild stuff he does, but Halliburton's so steady.
Yeah, I mean, he had like 37 assists in 2 games, like no turnovers. Like, I don't think LaMelo's ever gonna do that. That boy swings that rock like nobody's business.
I mean, he's
It's so much
averaging 8
fun to watch.
assists.
Though.
He's fun.
He's averaging 8
LaMelo's
assists a
fun.
game.
I was gonna say LaMelo's fun, but he takes a lot of risks, you know.
Are we considering the Mavericks a young team or no?
Oh, Steve, LaMelo Ball's younger than Tyrese Halliburton.
How much younger?
A year.
I thought that I got him. I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
Bum.
They're both young.
They're both
Yeah,
young.
I was gonna. Their age is negligible to me. I mean, obviously, I guess a year matters, but regardless, I'm with you. I'm just
Yeah.
playing the LaMelo's advocate, I guess.
I think that I enjoy watching them both play tremendously. Big guards, they get the rebound, get out and move with it, and get that offense going on the run. Like that's the way basketball's meant to be played.
Speaking of big young guards, and I know we sort of didn't want to talk about this, but another young team is maybe promising. The Thunder. They're in second
the
place in the
Thunder.
West. Yeah, I mean the Thunder are
Yeah.
good, but
Voldemort.
The Thunder down under. That's the only thing we can't talk about.
No, and he wasn't even the reason they were doing well this year. He was like not even doing well. If anything, like the other people were actually like Shea is just amazing, and then Chet is efficient as hell. And then the other guys are just gritty and try their ass off, like Lou Dort and Jalen Williams and all them.
Yeah, that team is going to be a problem. That team
yeah,
might
but
make
let's be honest, they are better with Giddey playing.
Yeah.
But he, as far long as he's out, do we think this is fool's gold? Like, are they going to plummet? Because the West is looking like it's going to be a tough race.
No, I don't think that they plummet.
I think
Chet
Chet,
would do
yeah,
it. And then you still got SGA on that team too, and the pieces around them, like with Lou Dort and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody that's important over there.
Jalen Williams. Both
Jalen
of them. They
Williams
have two
and Jalen
Jalen
Williams, which
Yeah.
is fucking stupid. They're both really good players, and like they're just built well around that team. Like they're long, they're lanky, like a lot. Like they have a lot of scoring out there. They have guys that can guard their yard and funnel people to Chet, who's been playing unbelievable. I think Chet's right now ahead of Wembanyama for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
Like,
he was a
look
lot
at
of
the
people's
numbers.
sneaky pick, like dark horse pick.
He's also playing like effective basketball too, which just feels better too. Like I mean, like it's just like I think the Spurs have lost like 12 games straight, and then the Thunder are like contending. So it just kind of feels different when like and like Chet had like a game winning winner over the Warriors. Like even though Wemby might have crazy stats, but I don't know the efficiency that Chet has is great. Like he just has
The
to stay
team
healthy.
is a lot better around Chet.
Yeah.
It also sucks for Wemby that they're using Sochan as the point guard over there, and he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
It's not
Like he's a
gonna
really
work out.
good player and a really good wing player, but he just is not a point guard yet, and you're kind of just wasting a year of Wemby by trying out this experiment.
I like the pieces around the Spurs too. I like Devin Vassell and I do like Sohan as a player.
They're good
But,
players, but you
not
need a
as a
real
point guard.
though. Like, put
The
a
rest of the
Halliburton
league
on the
is just too
Spurs.
hard.
If you
So
get
are
Halliburton
we
on the
just gonna
Spurs-
say that the Grizzlies are not gonna make the playoffs?
No, not even close. They got
Yeah.
9 more games without Ja.
3 wins. Marcus Smart is out. He's trying to rally the troops, but they look dead on arrival. Trailblazers are terrible. Spurs are terrible. Jazz are not great.
It's just a surprise. The Jazz surprised
Part of
me how much
they
they
had
felt.
a-
Last year they were good.
They had an All-Star last year and a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah, then what? I mean, did they like lose somebody? Like, or did
They
did
added
somebody-
John Collins.
Honestly, the league just got harder somehow. I think honestly, the league just feels so like it's just the after the bottom 5 teams, you're like kind of feel like you're disrespecting teams. There's like even the Bulls have so many stars. You're like, what? I guess
The
they're
Bulls
bottom.
are gonna tank
I don't
Yeah.
know. What
in
started
terms of they're gonna blow it up.
I don't understand why they're waiting so long.
Yeah,
Well, if they blow it up, that's actually so interesting for the league because Levine and DeMar going anywhere is really interesting.
Vucevic
I
is going to
mean,
be a
one of
good
them's
piece
going
of
to
championship
LeBron.
contender too. Like if you could swing Vucevic
Yeah.
onto the Celtics, which I know it's almost impossible to do. You have to
Yes.
move like Horford to do it, but like he could end up on somebody. Like he could end up a backup on Denver for all we know. You know.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
And
Upgrade
they're in cap hell too.
Well,
They're
I
one of
mean,
those
how
teams.
though? They're paying like 3 players.
Vucevic.
Yeah, but they're paying 3 players like $30+ million each, and then they got Nurkic out there too.
Nurkic
Vucevic for,
straight up.
I was gonna say, what if he goes to the Warriors and just
I
becomes a
wouldn't do that.
godly shooter?
I would keep Nurkic over Vucevic on that team. Vucevic's only positive is scoring, and they have enough scoring on that team. He's a
Nurkic
terrible
can't stay
defender.
healthy for a whole year.
Yeah, but he's a better defender though. You need the defense on that team. You don't need any more offense. And Vucevic isn't like a spring chicken either.
No, he's super old.
He's a confusing player. I can't tell how good of a piece he would be on a good team. He's like never been on one.
No.
Yeah, he played on
Like,
that.
hard to
Magic.
tell.
He was
I
so
can't
good
tell.
on the Magic though.
Yeah, the Magic were kind of feisty there with them for a bit.
I remember he was hitting like fadeaway jumpers from the elbow, like rimming them in for game winners, like on the regular.
Mm.
That guy was a stud. Who else we got for young teams? Though? I mean, are we counting? We're not counting Dallas as a young team, right?
Dallas is not a young team.
Oh, I mean, the only
Luka's
young
in
guy.
his
they
year
got-
6, and Kyrie Irving's 31 years old.
Yeah, don't forget about our boy Grant. Okay.
Grant's 20. He came in the league like as a 4-year starter from Tennessee or something.
Yeah, he was the.
He went to grad
Um,
school.
He came in as a vet.
Cavaliers, they're a young team.
Oh, you talk about guys in his 6 years, and Donovan Mitchell right there too.
Yeah, but what about Darius Garland? What about Evan Mobley?
But
Also,
Jarrett Allen,
It
what
feels
about-
different. The Kings honestly have proven that they're kind of solid because they kind of stayed around. They've stayed around, but they're a young team still. The Kings kind of just proved themselves last year, but they're kind of just a 1-year proven young team. You don't think
If-
Fox is in the young team? Yeah, Fox like Herter, Monk.
I think they're fine. Yeah,
They're
for
spicy.
what
They're
we're
a-
saying they are. They're
Yeah.
a legitimate
up
team.
and coming team. We'll call
They'll
them.
But
probably
they're
be
not
top.
winning
If they're
anything.
top 5 in the West again, though, that's kind of crazy
They're
Yeah, that
offensive-
would actually be shocking.
because they were
They're
third last year.
their offensive rating's unbelievable with Fox on the court. Like it's like record breaking, and then when he's like off or when he misses games, they're like bottom of the league in offense. So it's kind of like
The
team
whole team
goes as
can't
Fox
defend
goes,
though.
and he's been healthy for most of his career, but it's kind of a scary look for them when you can't figure out a way to score when he's out.
I like betting on Sabonis.
I think they are what they are, and they're not winning the chip as
No.
constituted. De'Aaron
Well, as
Fox is a player that
constituted.
can win a championship.
They need like
yeah.
one person. They need like one person with Fox.
But I mean, if we're
Big-
gonna talk about like, if we're just talking about making a splash in the playoffs, they can make a splash in the playoffs.
Definitely. I mean, yeah,
There's only
they're
4
probably
teams.
actually the favorite of this because they did it last year, and they're the same team.
What
Only
if they
4 teams in the league that are built to win a championship this year? So
get someone from the what if the Kings get someone from the Bulls?
Like DeMar DeRozan, yeah, then that's actually I think a legit weapon.
Barnes and someone for him.
yeah, or you
Yeah, I
do
do.
Barnes for Vucevic.
And then run us
I just love
Sabonis
that-
who can't shoot and a Vucevic who's older than dirt.
I don't just know why that makes me laugh because Harrison
But they're both
Barnes.
at the same time. They're both good passing bigs, like serviceable.
I think they need a wing. The
Yeah,
league
Harrison
is still
Barnes.
dominated by wings.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
actually, it's
Harrison
more
Barnes,
dominated by
who's
centers.
45 years old.
DeMar and Levine can teach him how to win. They'd be great bets.
Demar's never won anything, and neither has Levine. Oh god.
It's just so funny to look at the Bulls in last place at 5-13, or in 13th place in the East. Like it's supposed to be a good team.
Yeah, they have like huge payroll. Like the rest of the teams at the bottom have like barely hitting the floor payrolls, and they're like, yeah, we have like $80 million wrapped up in 3 guys, and we can't win 5 games.
Yeah,
They
they
scored
look at
33
their
points.
roster. Look at their roster, and it's just like, what? How are they this bad?
They had 33 points and a half in back-to-back games. Didn't they have
So-
1 point through the first 7 minutes of a game, and they came back and won it or something?
Yeah, they won that game somehow.
Who are they
Which is-
playing?
It was 20-1 against the Heat, and they won. They won the game.
Well, the Heat are liable to go cold. As soon as the Heat go cold, they don't have any half-court offense.
The Heat go cold. That's so funny.
Ice the Heat.
Speaking of young teams that had high hopes but no longer do, the Celtics last night they played the Atlanta Hawks at home, and the Hawks didn't have their standout this year, Jalen Johnson, but the Celtics didn't have Drew or Kristaps Porzingis, so we handled them. The Hawks, they are in a weird spot. They need to maybe consider going back into the lottery. I just don't like their team. They don't really have much going on outside of Trae Young, and even then, I don't know if he's a guy who can win a championship. But I think the story of the game for us as Celtics fans is Neemias Queta, standout, the Portuguese basketballer. He's a 2nd-round pick from the Kings. If you don't know who he is, don't beat yourself up. He's played 22 games, folks, in 3 years. He played 50 minutes last night, 10 rebounds, 7 points, and 1 steal. What do we think about him?
I absolutely love this guy. He's just pure energy. Like, we were talking about it last night. I don't remember the last time that guy was just pure energy like that for the Celtics as a big man. Like our closest similar player was Daniel Tice maybe. I mean, like you go Enos Freedom over there. I mean, like the way he offensive rebounds the ball. But I mean, he's a better defender by a long shot, and he's a G League player, which is unbelievable that Enos Freedom had a career that he did.
JaMychal Green, maybe.
Yeah, or no, he reminds me of Jordan Mickey kind of. I just thought of that.
He's
Like,
way
he was
bigger than Jordan Mickey, but
way
yeah.
bigger, but it's the same like high energy, jumping around, getting all the offensive rebounds, flying around like a chicken with his head chopped off. But like he's gonna be very useful in the next week without Porzingis with that calf strain, because they're gonna reevaluate him in a week, so we don't even know if we're gonna get him back in a week. He's gonna miss at least the next 3 games.
Well, we only have 2 this upcoming week, and one's against the Bulls. So
Yeah, we got well, it would have been 3 counting the Hawks game, I guess. But
yeah, okay.
if we have any do we have any back to backs?
No, so we play I wrote this down.
Tuesday we got the Bulls, and then
Tuesday we got the Bulls, and then Sunday we got the Sixers.
we're just gonna have a trial by fire. Hey, I mean, it's because Cornette's. It's gonna be him or Cornette gonna have to go up against Big Joel Embiid. But
Sacrifice,
And Paul Reed.
sacrifice Cornette.
yes, shoot him into the sun. I agree.
What do we think? You hate him. Do we? What do
He's
we
been
hope?
played so great this year, though. I have to give credit where credit's due. He's been so solid all year. He has his lapses, but it's like we're also playing a switching defense where he has to go cover DeJounte Murray. It's like I can't really blame you on that one. Like it's not an easy task for anybody. But he's been really great this year. I got to give him credit.
I just felt like there was a difference with the way the team played when Nemius was in there. Is it Nemius or Nemias?
I think it's Nemius.
Nemius was in there, and when Cornette was in there, Cornette, he was just, I don't know, man. He just looks at times like he can be lost. He's like he's not focused on the board, crashing the boards that often. I mean, he can. He's 7'2". I would hope he can, but Nemius looked like he was rolling. He just looked more involved. He was rolling, setting picks. He was wide open at times in the paint, which people might say that's probably for a reason. But they were doubling Tatum all night, so he oftentimes found himself open in the paint. So yeah,
he was a very willing screener too. Like if you watch, like he would roll to the paint, he wouldn't get the ball, he'd come right back out, set another screen, get to the corner, set a screen for a guy off ball. He was active. He did not stop moving for entire possessions. And even when they were running that switch in defense, like that Cornette was struggling with, because like I said, I can't blame him. Like you're trying to switch onto Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, like it's a hard guard for any big. Even then, Keita was doing pretty well. Like he tipped a couple shots on a couple blocks, switching on the guards, and really affected a couple of shots in a real big way.
He looks more athletic too, and he's 2 inches shorter.
More athletic than Cornette is like a low bar, though. I mean, I've seen Jacob do some more athletic things at the Pembroke Center courts than Luke Cornette in any game that I've seen him play in his entire career.
Thank you.
The Strohmiles Swift.
Straight up block.
Oh, like Cornette contest, where he doesn't block out anybody, he just does that, and then they get an offensive rebound. It's just so great to watch.
Yeah, he has trouble on the boards, man. So I think my hope for him is that he replaces Cornette as that, the useful backup big when you need him. But I look forward to seeing him play, and like you said, he is going to be tested here. Is Drummond still in the Bulls?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you got Vucevic and Drummond, which is a tough matchup. Two borderline Hall of Fame bigs.
Drummond served Chet as welcome to the NBA moment. He like made Chet fall in game one. Like Andre Drummond
crossed him up on a fast break.
I was like, come on, dude. You better be good now because that is bad. But he's good, so it's fine. But that was a bad first game.
I feel like Chet will have the last laugh on that one.
For sure, probably.
I would honestly think I would take Chet now over prime Andre Drummond.
On that team, for sure.
Like already.
Depends on what I need. If I
Shoot,
need a center who's going to be a star in the league, then I'll probably take Chet. If I need a guy who can get me like 15 boards in the game, I'll probably take Drummond.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, so let's just jump to the look ahead. I hope Nemius gets more minutes there. We're playing the Bulls. We're 12.5-point favorites against the Bulls, which feels high.
The way the Bulls have been playing, I think if you slap them in the face in the first quarter, I don't think they're going to play the rest of the game.
I feel like
jump out to a 15-point lead in the first quarter. I think that it's just your game from there.
I feel like this Bulls team does play us a little bit tough, though. I don't know why. Maybe because I watched the Celtics last year, and I think they did lose a game to the Bulls. But
probably.
I don't know. I feel like they play us tough. So, I don't know. Then we get the Sixers coming up on Sunday. Not a lot of Celtics basketball in between now and then, so I don't know, anything to look forward to. Any big matchups? More Nemius minutes?
I'm excited for the game tonight.
Huh?
There's a fun game tonight.
Who?
Yeah.
The Clippers. I mean, the Clippers are just the Clippers right now, and then just the Nuggets because I like watching Jokic. But it's just interesting to watch the Russell Westbrook Harden power struggle.
Oh, we got the Sixers on Friday, not Sunday.
Oh, on Friday. Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm looking right at my calendar. It says Friday.
Nothing on Sunday.
Yeah.
No
Bucks
game.
Heat
We don't
tomorrow.
play at all that week. 2 weeks from now.
I like Bucks Heat tomorrow. Little rematch again from the playoffs.
That's going to be an ugly game, no matter what side you root for.
Giannis is gonna go off.
Yeah, Giannis might get like 50 though.
Giannis versus Bam is a fun matchup to watch, though.
Yeah, two guys who can't shoot but try to shoot.
And the Kings Warriors rematch again tomorrow. That's kind of nice.
If the Kings are healthy, they're going to dog walk the Warriors. The Warriors are so bad this year.
I'll watch that any day.
They look old.
They look very old and very slow, and everybody's like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about them because they haven't played with Draymond that much, and Clay hasn't been himself." It's like, yeah, but do we know that Draymond's going to come back and not punch somebody in the face? And
Seriously,
do we know that Clay's not going to just be old for the rest of the year?
I don't know, man. Klay Thompson might be washed.
Do we think that Steph Curry can continue this unbelievable season that he's having at 38 years old or however fucking old he is?
He's amazing. He's so good. I don't even get it.
I just don't see him holding up for an entire season of doing it.
He's already not. He's already missing time. Let's jump
Steve
into some
Kerr looking
fantasy
like an old
basketball.
man. Fucking Steve Kerr being a big baby like he always is.
Yeah, that's why Jordan punched him in his shit. Fantasy basketball update.
At Washington.
I won last week. Surprise, surprise. I'm facing James
who you're
Edward
playing.
Patrick Sampson.
Look who you were playing last week. No one who
He
you won.
scored more points than you.
I didn't even set my
play.
lineup this week, and I scored
Neither
as
did
many
he.
points, dude. Exactly.
I actually have a challenging matchup. Jimmy knows how to play, so I'm off.
Yeah, I
to an
lost to
early
Jimmy.
lead.
I didn't even
I just
lost to Jimmy.
Yeah, that was my last week.
Let's look at the scoreboard here from last week. Yep, I destroyed Cousin Daniel. Obi topping me off. L.
I didn't.
Tough L.
Big L.
My team did not do well. They were injured.
Joke me off. No, that's not you. Damn it.
Oh,
Yeah,
mine's
before
the
the
hot.
police.
Mine did not do well. People are injured. It's not good right now.
You didn't score the least amount of points though, so that's good.
No, yeah. At least
My
not.
team is a legitimate wagon. I basically just do the segment to roster bait. My team is like such a wagon. It scores the most points, and it hasn't lost.
Hey, look at the total points for and against. I'm like top 3.
Stats. Total points. Points for. Yep, you're top 3 in that. And points against.
No, on the bottom, I've had the most against me.
Yeah.
So I'm a top 3.
Ooh,
I'm a
geez,
top
I'm
3
in the last-
team.
I'm in the last place with that metric. It's never good to be on the polar opposite ends. I'm the most points scored and the least amount of points scored against me.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Everyone just goes off against me, and I do well, but I just lose by like 100.
I don't even
Steve,
wanna-
you're just like floating around.
yeah,
Although
I've
you
been
have the least amount of points for. You got to start setting your lineup, buddy.
yeah, I'm doing that right now. Setting my shit for the week.
It's too late. You got to set it every day.
Hey, the only person that I missed today was Obi topping me off. Okay, so
He's really good. You should play him.
you told me he stunk last week, so
It is
things
kind
change.
of up and
you
on.
told me
with
get
that.
rid of him. Why would you ever draft him? Is what you told me.
Well, he's not doing you any good. Drop him. I'll pick him up. But
You don't need more.
Steve,
I also realized yesterday that I have like one actual point guard on my entire, or I didn't have any point guards on my entire roster, so I couldn't set my lineup correctly the other day.
Jesus, Steve, you have nobody playing tonight.
I have. No, they haven't started yet for me.
Oh,
I think.
That'd be
Jacob,
awesome.
You should win this week.
Who am I playing?
Steve, I don't know. You should. I think you're playing one of the worst teams. Where I lay my wood at.
Let's go, Steve.
Go me. I can get back on the winning. I'm 2-3.
His second leading player is, well, I guess it's only the first night, but Daniel Gafford, Jalen Duren.
Hey, 31 points isn't too bad.
Embiid's popping off.
There's my man Halliburton, And Asar Thompson.
He still has a Celtics jersey. What the fuck? Take that off.
All right, let's do a quick grid because I feel like we're shortchanging some people.
Harrison Barnes versus Denver or Brandon Miller versus Minnesota.
I hate both those matchups.
I'm gonna
really
put
good
Harrison Barnes because I
wing
mean you're going
defenders.
against the #1 defense in the league with a rookie. Like, yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so on the left here, we have on the top left corner, we have top 10 draft picks.
Oh,
On the
whoa.
middle left, 500 assists in a season, and at the bottom left, played in the 2000s. So let's go by this. So who is a player in the top 10 draft pick? Who is the top 10 draft pick that played in the 2020s? That's a low guess, obviously.
Think about guys that are in the 10 spot because those guys always get forgotten about.
Oh crap.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put an all-star.
I'm like, I mean, like someone like Suggs, but he's playing well now. That's why I'm like thinking of him.
Let's just try him. I'll see what he says. Jalen Suggs is wow. It's a good guess.
Top 10 draft pick, 40-point regular season game. Kevin Martin. No, I wasn't top 10 pick. Do
Derrick
NBA all
Rose.
maybe. Wow, good call.
Good guess. Top 10 draft pick. That's an NBA All-Star. I mean, this one's gonna be so plush that we can pick. You know.
Darko Milicic.
No, was he an All-Star?
Might have been. You never
No.
know. Weird years, bro.
Oh Jesus, how would I spell his name?
With a K usually.
Well, the J and the K are right next to each other. You
You
did.
could probably even do like Jalen Brown.
Yeah, I mean there's some weird ones. There you go. Oh, you know, does Marcus Smart make an All-Star team? On one of those
There's no
teams that were
way.
good.
I don't know. He could have, but I don't think he did. I don't think. Yeah.
All right, so that's some 500 plus assists in a season that played in the 2020. That played in the 2020s.
Marcus Smart.
Did he have 500 assists in a season?
He definitely did.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Wrong.
okay. Can you spell Darko Milicic for me?
Rondo.
Dickhead. I got my microphone right in the middle of me trying to type.
Do Rondo.
Whose fault is that?
It's not a bad guess.
No, we can probably get.
Peter Rondo for bottom left too. That might be one that people don't.
That's weird. Yeah, 2009.
You should just do like Mike Conley or something. I don't know. Just fucking anyone.
Yeah, just slap a
I feel like we can just get like.
Collins
I
a
mean,
better guess.
better percentage anyways. Bottom left for Rondo. See how low that is.
like
Huh? Rondo for bottom left. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Jason Williams ever make a All-Star team?
White chocolate for NBA All-Star with 500 assists in a game.
In a season?
I mean, a season.
Yo, what about what about Teague for bottom middle like right? Like no middle right I meant like where you just were. The 500 assist all-star. Is Teague in that?
Which one?
The
Um,
right. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
which Teague?
Oh, Jeff Teague. I just all because he's an all-star at 500 assists.
No, wrong spot.
Oh yeah. I feel like he might have gotten 500 assists.
Ooh, good guess. Yeah, he's on there.
Good pull. Yeah, back in those Hawk days, he was a really good point guard.
I mean, we could even go like wicked far back though. You could go like Dennis Johnson. You'd probably get a freaking.
Wow. Lafayette Lever. No 40 balls, huh?
Or you could do like that Muhammad Abdul Rauf guy.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Jesus Christ. Somebody help me.
No.
Nope, not on there. Let's try Rick Mahorn. Nope, not on there either.
Rip my horn.
Who had a 40-point game?
You
played in
you go
2000s?
Tim Hardaway for the middle.
Here,
Yeah,
junior or senior?
senior. Might have broken 40, I think.
Oh, good pull.
You should do like Mark Price for Teague's spot.
That's a good one. You could do bottom middle. You can go like Boogie Cousins.
And Jamal Crawford too, but he might be there. What?
How
Oh,
is
he's
that
okay.
not-
Crawford's on there.
Boogie must have gotten drafted in 2010 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, obviously, at a 40-point game, he had like a 60-point game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double nickel on the night that Cody told me that Mason Plumlee was the Boogie Cousins stopper. You bet me money on that
When
game.
the hell was that?
It was still working at Osborne. You bet me $20 Mason Plumlee was going to shut down Boogie to less than 25 points that game, and he dropped 55.
You know, I was almost gonna call BS, but that's so specific that probably.
You should, for this last one, I have a good one. Brad Miller. But it's the last spot, so
Oh,
Don't
okay.
put it in yet. Yeah. See if we get something a little bit better on some of these. 500 assists in the 2020s.
that's what I was looking at too, honestly.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn it.
There's no way that was going to be too low. Alonzo?
Did he tally that much?
No, I guess he was just too injured.
Drew Holiday.
Damn, these are getting worse.
Ty Lawson? No, he didn't play that.
Did we even what did we do Teague for this one?
Better. Who the hell had 500 assists? Wait. This is a weird poll, but no.
Do you try
Better.
you try Scott Skiles or
For
Mark
which
Price
one?
is?
Maybe he got one. He had like 20 assists in a game.
I didn't think he made an all-star team. Let's
But
see.
he do Terkalu
For which one?
for the right one where Mark Price is.
You think he got 500 assists?
I don't know. He was a point forward for a bit. But when did Tony Parker retire?
Way too late.
No, I'm saying for like the too early for 2020s.
Yeah, he did.
I was more saying on the left. I didn't know if he retired in like 2020, but
Tony Snell for that one. Mr. 000.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, shit, never mind. Played in a 40-point game. Played in a 2000. No.
I mean, you could do like Isaiah Thomas for that one too.
Miles Turner had a 40-point game against the Celtics last year. Oh, it's 40-plus point.
You do Isaiah Thomas for bottom middle for where Jamal Crawford is.
Which one?
The one that played in the 2000s.
Well, I don't know when the small one was drafted, you dick.
we could do Rashad Lewis.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, Isaiah Thomas, the small one, didn't play in the 2000s.
I think he did, didn't he?
But we'll
It's
find out.
it's A after
A,
that. S. Yeah.
H.
No, Jesus Christ.
IAH.
Where is he?
This is a
Oh,
lot.
11. Yeah, he was just after.
What about fuck, I just lost it. Well, you could do Corey Brewer, but or like he
Where?
had a
Oh.
fifth burger. Bottom middle.
I like Corey Brewer on that one.
Also like Manu or like somewhere random. What the hell?
Oh man, Mono at a 40 ball is wild
Manu,
too.
yeah, good pick.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Still too high.
Rondo.
Who the hell?
For the left, where DeJounte Murray is, see if it's less.
I don't think it's gonna be.
No, yeah, we already had him there, didn't we?
All right, let's do the last one. Let's. We're not gonna be getting any more polls. Who is this one?
I was doing Brad Miller, but
That's a good one.
Brad Miller for the walk off.
not even that. 1, 2, 3.
It's not bad.
Rarity score 8.68. Not a bad grade.
Sub 10, fucking always pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a wild day with no teams.
All right, boys. That's all we got. Like I said, it's going to be a little bereft here in the upcoming weeks. We got 2 games in the next 2 weeks, so
2 games in the rest of this week.
yeah.
Hopefully we can get Kristaps back coming in the next week or 2.
Well, he's going to get some nice rest. So, I would say we probably just rest him for this week. That would be my hope.
Yep. Give him a nice long one.
And then you know what that means. More Neemias Queta minutes.
To develop. You got to develop the man.
Yes, we do. We do. He's built the whole team around Neemias Queta.
Still all around his work ethic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for sure. But that'll do it from us. That's been Steve. That's been Jacob. Follow us on social media at the Banner Report. Follow the Pierce Post up on Substack. Don't follow Steve because he drives a truck. Follow me on Twitter at Caleb Crawdad.
Don't follow my fucking truck. It's full of trash. You don't want to be behind it.
Yes, don't follow Steve. He's the trash man. But that's it, folks. Peace. Go Celtics.
Go see it.
To our Portuguese fans.